Hey guys, so I just wanted to come on here really quickly to let you guys know that I am doing another sale. It's been going on for a little bit, and I posted it in the Facebook group, but I had to come on here and let you guys know that I am doing a sale. The code is retired. As you may know from my other video, I am taking like a semi-retirement at the end of this year. So for the full month of December, you'll be able to participate in this sale using the code retired. It works for everything on the website. Definitely want to get those profile setups because that is the main thing that is happening or changing in the next year. I will no longer be doing profile setups as well as my one-on-one coaching. So now would be an amazing time to get the one-on-one coaching. I have like 2 or 3 people who already took advantage of the sale and I'm coaching them right now. But starting next year, I'll only be offering coaching twice a year. And I will no longer be doing profile setups. I have been talking to some of the other ladies in the group who are going to be like my proteges, passing the torch to get them to offer you guys profile setups. But me, I will no longer be offering those. So if you want to take advantage of those beautiful profile designs, having the opportunity to speak with me one-on-one, get everything set up for you, and so that you can start earning, then I definitely recommend that you get on and take advantage of this sale. So we are still going to be having our Patreon going. We're still going to have our Facebook group. I'm still going to have my course available. And I still will do consultations, but it'll be a bit more limited, and the prices for my consultations will be going up. So that's first things first. The next thing I wanted to do, talking about this video, is just some of the things I feel like new people coming in should know about being a phone actress, phone sex operator, whatever you want to call it. So the first and foremost thing is that you're going to have to be utilizing that word, utilizing your creative imagination. When it comes to this, it's a bit different from just like typical like picture video type things. Of course, a lot of the websites incorporate your ability to sell pictures and videos, but what you want to remember here is that we are creating a fantasy. We're creating like an environment where you're over the phone. So the difference between like being on the phone and being like on, say, like a webcam website is the girl on a webcam website is right there. You know, she can show everything, she can do everything. But for us, it's a little bit different. We have to create these images in their mind. And one of the reasons why I believe that phone acting is still around and is still going strong is because of this. Because, you know, first off, you have the anonymous anonymity of the person not seeing you, you not seeing them. And so it creates like a little bit of a more comfortable environment for them to be able to express themselves, express their deepest, darkest secrets and fantasies and whatnot, as well as it creates a environment for you not to have to feel so nervous. You can be completely anonymous. It's more private. So those are things that, you know, make it easier for us, and it makes it easier for them to be able to express themselves in a way that they may not feel so comfortable if you were face to face or if you were cam to cam. Now, a lot of the websites do allow you to do cam. You can also do one-way cam, which is something I would definitely take advantage of if you're interested in, like where you can see them but they can't see you. You are able to charge much higher premium rate for that. And it's pretty cool. I've never personally done it because I don't know. I enjoy just doing the phone calls, the chatting, the sending out the messages and different things like that, which kind of brings me to my next thing that I wanted to say for new people coming in. It is not a job where you have to, it's really not a job. It's more like a gig, I guess you would say. You do not have to just stick to only doing the phones. You can take advantage of chat. Chat rates vary across different websites, but for example, one of the websites we use is 67 cents per messages that you respond to. So if you can just imagine responding back and forth to, you know, a messages all day long, you can easily reach your goal. There's been many days where I've reached my goal just through chatting. Other things that you can do besides just talking on the phone, sending out pay to open mail, so mail that they have to pay in order to view. Of course, you want to have like a tantalizing title that entices them to open it. Excuse me, sir. This is a private video. I don't... So, yeah, pay to open mail. There's also goodie bags. There's also Sir. There's also goodie bags, which you can put pictures in, videos. You could put audio clippings of just you talking. You could be reading from like some type of erotica. You could do PDF files where you type out like a little story. The possibilities are endless. Literally, they will pay for anything in those goodie bags, and it's kind of like your own personal store. Now, another thing which I feel like more people definitely should utilize is the recorded listings. So recorded listings are those listings to where you can just record your voice for like 20-30 minutes, just literally like kind of talking to yourself, and you'll still be getting paid by the minute for them to interact with that audio. So very beautiful possibility there, because it's kind of like that passive income. Like you could record it one time, you go to sleep, and you wake up and you've gotten paid. That's happened to me a number of times, and I set my recorded listings pretty high because with recorded listings, most of the websites, they do take out a bigger cut of those. So there's that. There's also, if you guys didn't know, ability for them to tribute you, to just send you money. Now, what I've always done is just kept everything on the website. I haven't gone off and like given out like a Cash App or a Zelle or anything like that. However, many of the ladies do utilize that, and you have to be really careful because of course the platforms don't want you to do that, but the possibilities are pretty big. I've shared before like some of the tips or tributes that the ladies have gotten, and they're substantial. And so I talk about within the course, and if you talk to me, you'll hear about how I kind of coach you on how to get those big tributes and how to like ask for it without feeling so like, can I have some money? Can I have some money? Can I have some money? He's like, get out of my face. Okay, but yeah, so there's that. And then what is the last thing? Hold on, let me think. So yeah, and then of course there is the phone lines where you can get paid by the minute. You can set your rate on a lot of the websites. Now, some websites, they have like a certain rate, and you have to like stay on the phone with the customer for a certain period of time to increase your rates. But majority of the sites that I recommend and use, you can set your own rate. And I've given the example before of the woman who was a part of our group, and she set her rate to $19.99 a minute, and she had like a 40-minute phone call, and it was just like astronomical. And that is the possibilities. Like, of course, every call is not going to be like that. You're going to have shorter calls, longer calls. You're going to have calls so long that you just want them to hang up. But when you get off the phone, you get to hear how much you made, and that always like makes it worth it for you. So you really gotta balance it out and just try to utilize everything, so you're not just sitting waiting by the phone to get calls, even though that is like the standard thing of what we do. So another thing that I think you should know, and you should really take this into consideration, I know it's kind of like, okay, whatever, but know your boundaries. Just like with anything, you gotta have boundaries. You gotta know what you do and do not want to talk about. Now, the websites, they vary on their rules and things you can and cannot talk about. But if you do happen to get on a website where it's kind of like anything goes, no taboos, then you want to be mindful. What are you okay with? Are you okay with, talking about certain different, I feel like I have to go outside and get away from him. Even though he doesn't understand, I just can't say, like, if this is how deep it goes. Hold on. So there is like a lot of different, sorry, let's get all the way out here. Let's really sit down. Let me put my glasses on. So when it comes to this, like, there's a variety, and they found me. This is why I don't have so many videos, because it's always these two. No, and you can't do that, and you know that. Okay, let's try this again. I'm in my daughter's room now. If you see a mess, then hey, it's not my fault. Oh, I'm just the mom that tells her to clean it up. Okay, so boundaries. There's a variety of different kinks, fetishes, interests, and some of them are a little bit more salacious than others. For me, for example, when I first started, I was totally against doing like race play. Race play is a thing. I just wasn't into it. I didn't like it. And I mean, I'm still like really not into it, but I can handle it. But I've never really had to endure like that type of race play, because my models have never been Black or African American. So I really deal with more so doing race play on others versus having someone do race play with me. But if you are going to use a character that is the same race as you, you could become triggered by those things, or you could think it's the most hilarious thing in the world. That's kind of the point I'm at with it. I think it's like hilarious versus, you know, getting offended. But there are some other ones that are a bit more scandalous and questionable. So there's of course age play. There's of course things that deal with bodily fluids. There's a lot, and you want to be able to know what your boundaries are, and I wouldn't recommend going past those. I've seen a lot of like people in the group as of late talking about, you know, how they want to, you know, do these certain websites and do these certain things because they need the money and they're willing to do it for the money. But I would totally say absolutely not. You don't want to be getting into doing something for money that you wouldn't do regardless of money, because I have never crossed my boundaries when it comes to those things, and I've been able to make money and survive beyond just, you know, survival mode. I've been able to create a beautiful lifestyle for myself, and I've never crossed those lines. And so for you to stoop to the level of something you wouldn't normally do is different if like you're open to it, you're into it, you understand it, you understand that it's a fantasy, and maybe allowing someone to carry these things out in a fantasy realm versus doing it in real life. That's different than if you really don't like this, you really aren't into it, but you're just doing it to get paid. I feel like that's no different from then like us talking about these celebrities who like sell their soul because you're crossing a boundary that you had for money, and we're always about freedom, making the money come to us, not chasing the money. So very important thing there. He found me again. Her door is broken, so I have to put this chair here, but they're getting so strong. I love you, I'm coming, but can you wait, Papa? Papa, you got your taxi from New York? Your taxi cup? Beep beep. I'm almost done. I feel like I have to go in the bathroom. Like, that's the only option, because this next topic I don't want them hearing either. This is partially the reason why I'm retiring a little bit, because it's just like these guys are everywhere. And then my daughter is at her grandma's house, but we need to be focusing on these because she's really struggling with these. If you know what these are, multiplication tables. Let me show you guys real quick just what I did. Can I talk about something else for a minute? We put these up. We printed them from Pinterest, and I put them on her wall so that like the goal is for her to look at them before bed and just like, you know, these are her affirmations, picture we drew together, just like mommy tings. Ignore the writing on the wall because those come from the brothers. Let's try to sneak away to the bathroom. Hold on, y'all. Okay, let's give this a go. So the next thing that I want like new people to understand, or just guys in general who are getting into this or who've been into it but they need like a little refresher reminder, is that, well, this is really for new people, because if you've started, then you know, like, you know, literally everywhere. Like, I want to post this video of the TikTok at the end, maybe, I don't know, but of like the mom, and she's like walking around the house and the toddler's following her everywhere. Like, literally that's it. Like, he's right there. Like, why is she in the bathroom? Like, I can't even pee without this. Okay, so this is not just like gonna be typical sexy talk a lot of the times. Like, sometimes you will get those guys who want to have normal conversations to you, have like the girlfriend experience type thing, have just like, you know, typical ooh ah, if you know what I mean. But a lot of the times, majority of the time, in my experience, these motherfuckers is, I'm gonna just insert the clip that I'm thinking of.
Nigga, you gay. You gay. Y'all niggas are gay. Nigga, you gay. That's gay.
But yeah, it's like you're gonna deal with a lot of homosexual fantasies, just humiliation, wanting to be like there while you do with someone else what you would think you would be doing with them, and they're just watching, and then they want you to humiliate them about it, or they want to join in. So be prepared for that, because I think when going into this 7-8 years ago, I thought it was just all gonna be like typical AB. Like, I knew it wasn't gonna be vanilla. Like, I had an expectation that it's gonna go a little bit further than vanilla, but I had no idea how gay a lot of these guys were. And it's like, it's to the point, like, if I can find, I don't even know if I would show the chat, but the guy was literally telling me the story of how he like went to, I don't even know how much I can say on YouTube. He went to a place where objects were stuck through a hole, an anonymous hole, and he did things with that. And then his biggest turn on about the whole thing was that he went back home to her girlfriend and she had no idea. And it's not only the hearing it, it's like you have to be in the position. Like, he wanted me to like egg him on. Like, I was like, oh, and she had no idea. I bet you kissed her right in the mouth after that. Like, it's a little crazy, mommy. So you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared. Like, it's a lot of that. It's a lot of like shaming them and humiliating them. And even like when I first, yeah, just be prepared for that. And that's what I was gonna say. So a lot of the times when people are first starting out and they like have no idea about this, I will recommend that they go into the submissive side of things, because it's a little bit more general, but you're still gonna get a lot of that. Like, it doesn't matter what your profile says, you're still gonna get a bit of everything, which is good because you're getting paid. But I do think that being more dominant and being more of mistress or dominatrix, it comes with a little bit more of a skill set. So we had a series, join the Patreon. We had a series in the Patreon all about domination. We did like a 7-part domination series where we went into different archetypes of domination. We went into how to ask, how to be forceful, and there's lots of things. Like, we watched documentaries about it and had discussions. So there's lots of like subtle nuances, and like, it's a skill set to do that. The oohing and the ahhing and the is like pretty straightforward, but at the same time, you're still going to, like, going back to the first thing I said, have to use your creative imagination and stuff. And so going on to the next, and I think it's the final thing. I have a list, but I'll see. You do want to give your character a backstory. So one of the main things that I like to do when I'm coaching people or counseling people or building their profiles is I like to ask them, like, what personality you want to put into this girl. You don't just want her to be like a sex robot, just a human sex doll. Now, we may call her a human sex doll because that is, but you want to kind of like, who is she? Where does she work? What does she do? Why is she like this? You want to kind of give her a little bit of a life, because the customers are, some of them, especially the ones that you want, the ones who are the regulars who are going to call you all the time and want to be a part of your world type thing, they are going to ask you, like, what did you do today? What are you doing later? Oh, I remember last week you said that you were going to, like. And so you want to create like this little fake life for her, and you want it to be something that it kind of, either you do it, like, or you've done it, or it's kind of like a part of what you know about, or it's something that you're interested in, that it's like you get to live out your fantasy. You get what I'm saying? Like, you want to, like, if she's a bartender, you may want to have went to a bar before. Like, you don't have to have been a bartender, but you want to know what it would be like. You see what I'm saying? Or same thing with, like, if you're a student, same thing with location. Like, of course you don't want to tell them where you really are. Even if you were to tell them like the same city or state, they couldn't find you, but just so that it's not like, I do like a few cities over type thing. But you want to, like, I wouldn't tell someone like I'm from Delaware and I live in Delaware, and they're like, oh, I go to Delaware every summer. Have you ever been to Yankee Tank Park? And now I have to know what Yankee Tank Park is. You see what I'm saying? So there's that. And so you want to kind of give some thought to that, what you want to be about, like, even with the name, like, you want to kind of like feel like this is your girl, like, because this is who you're going to be for, the duration of you doing this. So that's really important. In our Patreon, we also have where I did a character bio activity, to where we wrote down, like, we did out like 3 different characters. And you should do that. You should like write out this and like really put some time and effort into it, because that's how you're going to be able to do it for the long run. You don't want to just be this typical AB slut and then you're just like, it's boring and you're not going to be able to keep them around. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to put your personality into it, because that's ultimately who they want to talk to, is different personalities, different people. And we all have different personalities. We all have different creative talents. And so I think that that's really important. And then the last thing would be, you want to keep up with different changes. There has been a really, really big change in the industry that is happening, and it's happening like rapidly. I'm not sure if it's going to take over all the websites, but it's big. And so we are pivoting. We're perfecting the art of pivoting right now amongst our group, because that's just how it is. And so I think that that ties in with, you know, having a group, having a community while you're doing this, because you can make a lot of money with this. And it's not even just that you can make a lot of money with, you have access to like a different level of freedom, because you can look just how I'm looking right now, mismatched pajamas, bonnet, week old. This, I won't even show you guys what's under here, but you could be the most sexiest girl in the world and taking calls and getting money, even, you know, running away to the bathroom to take a call if you have what I have going on, you know, or stepping outside is probably what I would do if I was on an actual call. But, you know, and you can do this and you can make 6 figures. You know, maybe you don't even need 6 figures. Maybe I have a lot of people who come to me, they're like on disability and stuff like that, and they can only make a certain amount, but they want to make up into that threshold. You know, everybody's goals are different. I've been able to turn it into 6 figures. I've been able to turn it into, you know, investing in other businesses, having freedom, getting a whole new life. I've told that story 1,000 times. If you haven't heard it, watch another video. But, you know, this is legitimate income that has no supervisor, no boss, no one looking over your shoulder. Like, it's a lot of freedom that comes with this. And so you want to take it seriously, and you want to be a part of a community of other men. We don't have that many men in our community, I'm not going to lie, but other women, people, whatevers that are doing it with you, so that you have like that camaraderie, so it's not so heavy and dark. Like, that's one thing about me, when I knew I was going to start teaching this, is I didn't want it to be so seductive and red and black. Like, I wanted it to be fun. Like not necessarily like childlike, but I feel like speaking to our inner child. Like, that's why I like to use the Powerpuff Girls, because it's like that's kind of my generation, what I grew up watching, and it's like I still like that, you know. So after you get off like a 3-hour phone call of degrading, humiliating, and like beating people, maybe you don't want to just, you know, maybe you need a little you know. And so I feel like being a part of a community, whether that be our community or another community you find out there, or, you know, just having people who can support you and who can keep you up to date on the different things that change, who can help you with strategies. If you feel like it's so slow, today is such a slow day, I'm not getting any calls, you know, there's going to be like 50, 60 other people who have been through that and can tell you what to do to pick things up. If you want to try out a new website, or if you get kicked off a website, because that happens too, you know exactly how to either change to a different website or get the website that you were on back. All of those different things is what comes with being around other people. And that's why it's so important, because this isn't like a typical thing. It's not DoorDash. It's not, you know, making stickers and making t-shirts. Like, it's something that you may not want to talk to other people who are not doing it about. You may feel like a bit, you know, you want to keep it to yourself type thing. Like, and so being around others who are doing it too is very, very, very helpful. And I hope this video is helpful too. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up and go back to my little offspring. Keep in mind, the sale is to the end of December. I will be retiring from that side of things January 1st on the dot, and I say that and I might extend it, but I'm going to be retiring. So use the code RETIRE to save a big amount. Like, this amount is kind of like, okay, because the sales are coming in and I'm just like, wait, I did a sale. And so take advantage of that. If you have any questions, definitely book a consultation with me. If you want to get started, I definitely recommend doing a profile setup with a consultation. That way you get everything done for you, taken care of. Or if you feeling like, okay, I need you to hold my hand, walk me through this, the one-on-one coaching is only going to be available until the end of December. I will say it again. The one-on-one coaching with the 2 profile setups, 3 consultations, unlimited text and questions, and a number of bonuses is only going to be available until the end of December. I'm done, y'all. I'm so done with that side of things. I'm doing it twice a year. It's a lot. But if you want to take advantage of it now, definitely do that. All of the courses, the vendors list that I have on there, the webinars, or if you want to join the Patreon, it's a very big discount because you get all of that in there, and you get a coupon code that you can use all the time until December when those other things are gone. And we meet once a week. We're actually going to be meeting tonight to talk about all these different things that go on, help and just encourage each other. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed making it. My motto is and always forever will be, don't chase the bag, make the bag. Of course, I love you. Please, 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 please make sure that you love yourself. Peace.